is this?
Valentine.
Valentine.
It's a goddamn zombie tiger.
Hey everyone, how's it going? And welcome back to another episode of Saturday Night Horror. Now tonight I'm excited about because I'm going to be watching a movie that I've wanted to see for quite a while. You know, when I first read about it, first saw the trailer, it's one of those movies I was thinking to myself, I have to watch it, I've got to see it. And tonight is the night. Tonight I'm going to be watching Army of the Dead. And I can't tell you how excited I am to be watching this. It just looks so awesome. That all the previews, the trailers, the footage, the pictures, everything from it just makes it look awesome, and I cannot wait to watch this movie. But that's our movie. Now, in the kitchen. You remember a couple weeks ago I made Chilli Mac Skillet, and I said if I did it again, there were some things I would change. Well, tonight I'm making it again, but I'm also making those changes. So hopefully it tastes a lot better. Hopefully it comes out a lot better than it did last time. It wasn't bad, but the changes needed to be made. So I think it's going to be a good night tonight for Saturday Night Horror. Our movie is going to be Army of the Dead. So excited about that. Our meal is going to be Chilli Mac Skillet with these changes that I'm going to make. So I'm ready to dig into that as well. So let's not waste any more time talking about it. Let's go out to the kitchen. Let's get this food made so we can watch our movie. I'll see you in the kitchen.
Let's go out to the kitchen. Let's go out to the kitchen. Let's go out to the kitchen and have ourselves a snack.
Alright everyone, here are the ingredients for our Chilli Mac Skillet. Got quite a lot going on here. We have coarse macaroni elbows. We have extra virgin olive oil. And that is actually chili powder. There we go. 1 can of diced tomatoes. Can of tomato sauce, little can of green chilies, of course our meat, and I cut up half of a huge onion and 1 green bell pepper, and we have 3 cloves of garlic. So there we are. Let's get started. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cook this pasta. So we're just going to add a little bit of salt, and we are going to use that salt later. I forgot to set it up with the rest, but we're just going to add some salt in that water, stir it up. And we're just going to heat this up, and we're going to bring it to a boil. So it shouldn't take too long. Alright, it's definitely at a boil when the water starts coming up over the top of the pan there. Yeah, or top of the pot, excuse me. So now the water's boiling, we're just going to dump our macaroni in here. And we're going to let this cook. We're going to keep stirring it so it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. Definitely do not want it sticking to the pan. I keep saying pan, but it's a pot. Lord have mercy. So we're just going to keep stirring this, and we'll cook this for a while. It usually does not take long, maybe about 5-6 minutes to cook. So we'll just keep stirring it, and we'll be back when it's done. Alright, that is done. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump this into a giant strainer to get rid of the water, and we're going to keep the macaroni to the side for a little while. Alright, now that the macaroni is done, we move on to everything else. First thing we're going to do is cook our peppers and onions in 2 tablespoons of this extra virgin olive oil. Like so. Alright. Alright, unlike last time, I'm not going to be mesmerized by the oil evaporating. We're just going to dump our onions and peppers in here, and I actually chopped these up in the morning to save me some time tonight, and it was a very smart decision. Alright, We got them in there now, so we're just gonna cook these. Well, I'll probably cook them for a few minutes. Excuse me. Maybe 4 or 5 minutes, if it's even that long. But yeah, we'll just cook it in this oil. Yeah, make sure it's coated there. Want to get it all over the oil. Alright. Okay, so they've been cooking for a while, and yeah, I think we're done. So we're going to add our 3 cloves of garlic. Want to get every last part of it in there. Don't want to waste anything. Alright, now that we've got our garlic, we're going to add our chili powder. 3 tablespoons of chili powder. Man, excuse me. Sorry about that. Alright, there's 2. And 1 more ought to do it. Alright. Okay, now we're going to add our salt. Told you we'd see the salt again. Alright, that's going to do it for our salt. Man, this is smelling good. Now we're going to add our meat, and I'm just going to plop it in there. That works. Okay, now all we're going to do is we're going to cook all this together until the meat is completely cooked. And you know how I am with my meat. I chop it up the entire time it's cooking to get the pieces just as small as possible, as small as I can. I cannot stress enough how much I hate huge chunks of meat. It has to be chopped up fine and small. And I'm just going to mix everything together here, and I'm not going to show the entire cooking process for the meat because it will take a few minutes, but I'll just mix this up a little bit and we'll be back when it's done. Alright, man, that looks good and that smells good. That is done, folks. Now we're going to add green chilies. These were not a part of the recipe. I didn't use them last time, but we had 2 cans up in the cabinet, so I figured I'd use one on this. I mean, this is actually the first time I've ever had green chilies. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it affects the meal, if it'll make it taste better. We're going to mix that up really well. Yeah, this smells so good. Alright, everything's mixed up there, so now it's time to add our diced tomatoes. So we're going to do that there. Just 1 can. The recipe calls for 2 cans, but I only had 1 can, so we're going to use that 1 can. And now this is one of the other things I changed. I'm going to use a big can of tomato sauce. Now the recipe does not call for tomato sauce. Instead of tomato sauce, it calls for beef broth, and it was not very flavorful at all. So I'm using tomato sauce instead of beef broth. Oh man, this is going to be so good. And now we're going to add our macaroni elbows. They're kind of, well, if we can get them out. There we go. They're getting out. They're coming out. They're fighting with me, but they're coming out. Alright. Oh yeah. Alright, so now that we've got all this in the same pot, we're going to mix it together and cook it for a little while. Man, this is I think the tomato sauce and the green chili is going to be really good. I think it's going to put this recipe over the top. I did use more onions and peppers than I did last time. It actually calls for 2 peppers, but I just used 1. Alright, everything's mixed up, and we're going to let this cook for a little while. It already looks a lot better than it did last time I made it, so that's good. Hopefully it tastes better too. Hopefully it has some flavor. Alright, so this has been cooking for a while. You can see it kind of bubbling in the middle there. So I think we're done. It's time to put this in a bowl. Alright, so I put it in a bowl and I put some sharp cheddar cheese on top. You don't have to put cheese on top, but I think I will. Gosh, man, I can't tell you how good that smells. Alright, here we go. Army of the Dead. This is one I've been looking forward to watching for quite a while now, and now that it's available on Netflix, we're going to do it. Alright, all the lights in the house are off. We're in total darkness. Let's start our movie. Okay, we paused the movie because I almost forgot the mandatory, absolutely necessary, and crucial to the episode Jurassic Park movie poster shot. I almost forgot. And folks, it is 2 a.m. right now. Alright, there we go. Welcome to Jurassic Park. Since we don't have the Coca-Cola jingle anymore, the Jurassic Park movie shot is our constant. So there we go. Almost forgot it. I'll get to the point where I won't forget anymore. Let's go back in the house here. Actually, let's take a look at Sting, one of my favorite wrestlers. Alright, now let's go back in the house. Now let's watch our movie. And there's Tiger. There's Mr. Tiger. Oh, Mr. Tiger's trying to get out in the garage. Silly boy. Alright everyone, the movie is over, and holy crap, that was awesome. Army of the Dead was awesome. It did not disappoint. It lived up to all my expectations. It even surpassed them. The movie was great, man. Wow. Man, I'm a big fan of zombie movies. There are a few good zombie movies out there. Unfortunately, most zombie movies just aren't very good. Most of them are downright awful and just absolutely suck. And you have the rare ones that are really good. Army of the Dead is one of those rare ones that is really, really good. I mean, oh my god, it was awesome. I can't say enough good things about Army of the Dead. The first thing I noticed about this, it was almost 2.5 hours long, so immediately I'm thinking, oh man, if it's that long, I really hope it's good. I really hope it's entertaining. And luckily, it was good, it was entertaining, and then some. So it was a longer movie, but it didn't feel like a chore watching it. It was just awesome, man. I just wanted to keep going. The one thing that this movie does different than other zombie movies that I really, really liked is most zombie movies, they start already where the zombie apocalypse has happened or the zombie infestation has already happened and you don't know how it started. In Army of the Dead, we see how the zombie infestation starts in the city of Las Vegas. That's the movie. In the entire city of Las Vegas has been taken. It's nothing but zombies now. The entire population are zombies. The city has been walled off. Of course, humans can still sneak in, but we actually see how Las Vegas became a population of zombies. We actually see how the zombie outbreak started, and I thought that was so cool. The only thing that we didn't see is how that very first zombie came to be. Now, of course, we have one zombie that leads to the outbreak. I'll call him Zombie Zero for the rest of this video here. We don't see how Zombie Zero came to be. He's being transported by military personnel, and some things happen in the movie that make me think that it was humans were responsible for creating this zombie creature. But anyway, Zombie Zero escapes, gets into Las Vegas, and you know what happens. And we slowly, at the beginning of the movie, we slowly see the progression of the zombie outbreak through Las Vegas, and I think that was cool. Now, I want to try to do this without spoiling too much, because the movie did just come on Netflix, and I don't like to spoil these movies, so I'm going to be very careful talking about this movie, because I don't want to spoil too much. But we did see how the zombie outbreak started, and I thought that was awesome. I'm like, finally, one of these movies shows us how it started. Now, I will do one spoiler here. Not only do we have zombies, we have zombie tigers. A zombie tiger to be exact. Not just a zombie tiger named Valentine. Not just a zombie tiger named Valentine. Valentine, as we find out, is one of Siegfried and Roy's tigers. That's badass. A zombie white Bengal tiger. I mean, that's all that needs to be said. If that was the only thing I knew about this movie, I'd watch it. I thought that was pretty cool. And this movie, the setting, I love movies like this. Most of this movie takes place in the zombified city of Las Vegas, and I love the movies like that where these people have to go to these zombie-infested cities or zombie-infested towns whatever the case may be, where it's just overrun with zombies. I love this setting like that. You're in this hostile environment, 99.9% chance you're not going to make it out alive. And I love that. I love seeing what happens. Something about seeing these huge cities being overrun by zombies, it's just always appealed to me. I always like that kind of setting. So this was perfect. This was awesome. We get to see what's left of Las Vegas after the military bombed it, trying to control the zombies, which obviously did not work. It's just become a total zombie wasteland, and I think they really did a good job showing that. It's just freaking awesome, man. I love it. And speaking of the zombies, I've always said I prefer my zombies slow and stupid. In this movie, we have the slow and stupid zombies. They're called shamblers. But we also have the running zombies, which I don't usually go for. But in this movie, it was absolutely perfect. I loved it. We have the running zombies, the aggressive zombies. We also have intelligent zombies. And we also find out in the movie that Zombie Zero is recognized by all the other zombies as their king or their ruler. And he has his own queen. Not only does he have his queen, he's impregnated her, so Zombie Zero is capable of reproduction, and apparently the female zombies are too. And some of these zombies, as I said, are highly intelligent. They communicate with each other, they recognize traps, things like that. Zombie Zero, basically he commands all the other zombies. I thought it was really cool that we kind of have a zombie hierarchy. It's really not something you see a whole lot in zombie movies. But I thought it was really cool to see, and it really worked. It worked really, really well. This movie also, towards the end, when Zombie Zero gets really pissed off, we see the actual army of zombies, or army of the dead. We see Zombie Zero command his thousands of zombies to follow him into battle to try to kill the humans that are in Las Vegas. And I'm not going to say why they snuck in. I don't want to spoil it too much. But when we see this army of the dead, it is so badass because we see Zombie Zero riding a zombie horse, leading these thousands of zombies. And then they just stop, and you see like those old war movies, the old middle-aged war movies, where you see like the armies, just thousands of them. It was like that with the zombies. You see the thousands of zombies, Zombie Zero at the front on his zombie horse. And then Valentine, the zombie tiger, walks up and sits next to him. It sounds kind of weird saying it out loud, but that scene is so badass. It is awesome. Oh my god, it's awesome. Words do not do it justice. You just need to see for yourself. This movie, while mostly was kind of a serious tone, it did have some comedic moments. And even that was kind of rare because the comedic moments in this movie, it wasn't bad or corny comedy like you see in horror movies. It was actually funny when it happened. So I was like, damn, like a horror movie actually snuck in bits of comedy, and it was actually funny. It wasn't lame and stupid like other horror movies that try to do it. All in all, I think I'm going to end it right there because I can't say anything else about this movie without spoiling what's going on. I've already dropped a couple spoilers, but I don't want to do any more. It's better you go into this movie blind and just see the events unfold for yourself. It is so awesome, man. So I really can't say anything else about the movie without spoiling too much, so I'm going to stop there. I will say that Army of the Dead is completely and totally worth your time. If you're looking for a good horror movie, even a good zombie movie, definitely watch Army of the Dead. I cannot say enough good things about this movie. I was excited to watch it, but I had no idea it would be that good. Like when the movie ended, I was like, damn, I would watch that again right now. It's one of those movies that if it ever does get a Blu-ray release, I promise I know how to talk, I'm buying it. Somehow, some way, I'm buying it and I'm adding it to the collection. Because it's definitely worth it. So with that being said, forgot to talk about the Chilli Mac too. The tomato sauce and the chilies, put that recipe over the top. that is how I'm making that chili mac from now on. That chili mac was freaking awesome. It was absolutely delicious, and we got leftovers for days. So definitely using tomato sauce and chilies now. Yeah, definitely doing it that way. Alright everyone, that being said, I think that is going to do it for tonight's episode of Saturday Night Horror, or this week's episode rather. Awesome night, extremely fun night. I'm happy, man. I wish every Saturday Night Horror night would be like tonight. Good food, awesome movie. You can't ask for anything more. I've said it again, I've said it and I'll say it again. Watch Army of the Dead. Please, do yourself a favor. Watch Army of the Dead. You will not be disappointed. It is awesome. Alright everyone, I appreciate y'all watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I had so much fun tonight. I might go watch Army of the Dead right now, again. With that being said, I appreciate y'all. Hope y'all have an awesome weekend. Have an awesome rest of your week. And I will see you here next time for the next episode of Saturday Night Horror. Y'all take care.